So hello Sugar Snook'em, welcome back to another personal journal video. I'd say grab your gear, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's journal together. Let's jump in right diddy. So welcome back to another personal journaling video. Just a little heads up, this video is slightly different than usual because I had 2 very hectic weeks and I wasn't able to film my video the way I usually film it, so I don't have like a fancy schmancy intro. But we're still gonna journal together, and usually I post this video way earlier, but you know what? Sometimes life happens and you just have to deal with it. So here we are, creating the last December spread in this journal because I already made another one. So for context, the journal that you see in this video is already 2 years old. I bought this one in January 2020 and we are almost in 2022. So this really is a journal that has seen 2 years of my life. And it's very, very interesting because I've journaled all of my life, but this is the first journal that I've actually finished. Like almost all the pages are filled. And I'm very, very proud of that. I kept on journaling, even though some things weren't perfect, which is something I would usually stop journaling for. But when I bought this journal, I made a promise to myself and I said, girl, it doesn't matter if you mess up or if things aren't perfect. Journaling is basically creating your own history book, especially when you're doing some personal journaling, and the mistakes are what makes your journal perfect because there is no imperfection, or there is no perfection without imperfection. So here we are with a journal that's almost 2 years old, and I'm finally getting to start a new one. But we're first making this December spread. And like I mentioned, I had 2 very hectic weeks, and my brain during making this spread was all over the place. And you will see that in my spread. I start off with like a blue theme with like cutesy girls, and this is not a theme that I would usually start for December, but I just needed to get my feelings and thoughts on the paper and use my hands to get rid of that, clutter in my brain and just craft it out, if you will. And so this spread makes no sense. But for all the people that are new to my journal channel and the people that are new to journaling in general, I just want to share, because you don't have to do what I say, but it's just a suggestion when I say that journaling isn't about the perfect spread. It is about documenting your life or reflecting on your life. It is experiencing your feelings, your thoughts on paper and learning from them, and thus being able to create a better life for yourself or get a better understanding of who you are, how your brain works, or how you feel about certain things. And there's no wrong way to do so. So whatever it is that I did here on these pages that wasn't what I had in mind, it's what came out, and so I have to accept it, and it's perfect in its own way. So if you're about to start a new journal, please think about this and remember that there is no perfection without imperfection. And when you have a personal journal, you can make all the mistakes that you want, in air quotes, because you're not making mistakes, you're just actually journaling. And journaling is supposed to be messy and a little raw and a little edgy. And sometimes a beautiful spread comes out and you mess it up with a little bit of ink. That happened to me a lot of times. But then I figured for myself, that's the thing that adds character. That is what makes a journal look like a journal. Handmade. A piece of history of me. And you're going to create a little piece of history of you. So, yeah. I just wanted to share that because that really helped me fill all the pages in this journal, and I'm very proud that I kept journaling because in the end it's about creating a new positive habit for yourself instead of creating weird rules that no one really follows or wants to follow because it's journaling. I mean, you make up your own rules and preferably whatever. I can't even speak right now. But my preference for everyone would be that you only have one rule, and that is that you keep journaling when it feels good to you and that you do not care about any aesthetic or method. Just do what feels good to you. So as I was crafting this last theme for December 2021, I realized that my brain was all over the place. So as I said, I didn't have like a theme in this last spread, but then I decided to accept that and I just went for it. I just stuck everything on the paper that I liked. I went for this really cool washi tape with zodiac signs and constellations on them because I liked a little bit of sparkle. Doesn't match the other page, but I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna enjoy myself. And after finishing this spread for December, I did actually feel better. And because I'm in the last few pages, or I was working on the last few pages of my journal, I think I have like 7 pages left after the spread. I was like, just use this journal to test things for the new year. Because in a new year, I'm starting 2 new journals. A personal one, like this one, where I just write everything that happens in my personal life with trackers and stuff. And then I'm going to do a bullet journal for business and work. And that's going to be very minimalistic when it comes to the aesthetic. Because a lot of people confuse minimalism, the lifestyle, with a minimal aesthetic. So in my personal journal that you're seeing here in this video, I'm using a minimalistic approach. And people will be like, girl, what? That's not minimalistic. You're using stickers. Well, listen up. I've been a minimalist since 2016. And minimalism is about only using what you really like and what you really love, and only keeping what you really like and what you really use. So if for me, using stickers is what I really need and what I really like, I'm gonna use them. But what I do not do is use all kinds of trackers, because that is something I do not use. So I don't put it in my journal. So when it comes to using minimalism in your journals, whether it's like a bullet journal according to writer Carol's method, or a personal journal, or a collage journal, or whatever kind of journal you have, it's not about keeping up with a certain aesthetic. It's about only journaling with what you like, with what you really use, and to really write down or keep track of the things that are actually important to you. I made the mistake in the beginning when I started journaling in January 2020. I knew I journaled before, like I have like several notebooks like with a couple of pages filled, and then I would start a new one because I was like being very perfectionistic. I was like, oh, I made a mistake. Now I have to start all over again in a new notebook. I mean, if you recognize this, you better hit that like button so that I know I'm not the only Looney Tune out here. Anyway, when it comes to minimalism, I quickly learned that it's not the aesthetic. I mean, there is something like a minimal aesthetic where everything is like black and white, or people use neutral colors. But when you are a minimalist, aka the lifestyle, you look at minimalism different and you're not worried about the aesthetic. So I guess I just wanted to share that little insight with you, that you can be a minimalist and use color in your journal. You can be a minimalist and collage and have a couple of stickers and stuff. But you might not have books in your house because they're not important to you. Or you might not have a, teacup collection because that's not important to you, so you don't have it. So apply minimalism in the areas where you really need it. It could be love, it could be journaling, it could be your hobbies, it could be with family or work or time. Just make sure you're only doing what is really working for you. Keep the people in your life that are really adding something to it, only keeping your house what you actually like and what you actually use, and then you're already at 50% of living a minimalist lifestyle. By the way, if you want to know more about living like a minimalist, definitely check my vlog channel. The link is always in the first comment below. And there's also a new vlog up about setting boundaries, which is something I had to do this month. I actually quickly want to talk about setting boundaries a little bit more because I learned a lot about that this year. Like I explained in my vlog, I'm not bad at setting boundaries. I'm actually very good at them. I'm good at communicating them, but following up on my boundaries is sometimes a little hard because, you know, when someone crosses a boundary, it does sometimes make me angry or sad or annoyed. And I try to not let my first set of emotions rule the conversation. So I usually take a step back and try to keep the peace and be polite about it. But I've had some people in my life that use that against me because they know, oh, you know, Kaya's not going to get mad, so I can get away with like crossing her boundaries like once or twice. But in November, I had 2 situations where I wasn't keeping the peace. I was very polite though, but I was also very direct, and I made sure there was no mistake to be made. Two people went over my boundaries, and I told them, this is it. You can either take your responsibilities or you can keep on stepping. One kept on stepping, one stayed. So, I mean, you win some, you lose some. And going back to minimalism, only keep the people in your life that actually love you, that support you, and that you can give back the same. Because it's not just a one-way street. You also need to be able to be there for the people in your life. I mean, you know, it goes back and forth. Anyway, I just wanted to leave you before this video ends with some inspiration about setting your own boundaries and following up on them in 2020. It is, I think, important more than ever to make sure you get everything out of life. We are now in this crazy situation with the whole panini and stuff, and people are overworked, people are stressed, people had to accommodate others more than ever, and there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes it is, you know, breaking down your energy, your life, your happiness. Sometimes it invades all the things that you set out to do. And so sometimes it's good to, you know, journal, write down what is really important for you in 2020, and make sure that you follow up on those boundaries and those goals, and that you not let daily life get in the way, because before you know it, another year has gone by, and you look in your journal and you look at your goals and you're like, I didn't get any of my goals. And let's be honest, some goals are bigger than others. So, you know, some goals might take a few years, but there's also small goals, you know, hanging out with friends a little bit more. And you can make those goals very practical, and you become okay, I'm going to set a set day during the week where I'm going to have a drink with my friends. Let's say Fridays at 8. That's my time with my friends. And then you're going to follow up on that. Those types of goals are easier to reach than bigger goals, you know, getting 5 million in the bank. It's not impossible, but you probably need a little bit more time for that. So yeah, hopefully I can inspire you with this all over the place journaling video to be a minimalist. And what I mean with that is to really go for what is important to you and what really works for you. Leave the rest behind in 2021. And also in 2022, start working on what is really important to you and really focus in. If someone tries to sway you the other way, you say, hold up, partner. That's not where I'm going. Shush, I've got goals. Check my journal. It's all in there. Okay, I realize that I'm talking to you the way I'm talking to myself in my mind. So if you're like, girl, you talk funny. Well, yes, that's what I have to deal with every day with myself. You're welcome. Enjoy. little quick note on this spread. As always, I've created my cover page, I created my goal page, I created my one good thing a day page, and now I'm creating my daily scribbles page because in this last year, I haven't really journaled as in really writing down my thoughts, experiences, feelings, and my goals. I think I can do a better job, and I've been holding back on doing so because this journal only has a couple of pages left. So I can't wait to start a new journal because then I will have enough space to really journal. And I don't want to use one journal for 2 years anymore. I really want to try and finish my new journal in 1 year so that I can start one journal per year. I think that's also better for the overview, and for archival reasons, I'll be able to pick up a journal and be like, oh, this was 2022. This is everything I went through in that year, instead of having to go through one journal with several years that do not really make sense because everything's mushed together. So can't wait to show you all of my new journals. And here is a quick little overview of the journal theme for December 2021. I hope that you can enjoy this video, even though it was all over the place, but that's how I'm feeling right now. And so this is the overview. I think these last 3 pages are the pages that I like the most. The first 2, not so much. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you liked, definitely thumbs up, give me some love, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.